Surprisingly, I have not encountered, just apart from a few men who are not even young men, or they are that age that is aging out. They are the ones who are not even talking about a woman. They are actually talking about the Ford Kenya element. They are still thinking about Muliro. And so they are saying we will vote for the incubate because of the party, not even because of the person. So, but the rest of the people, the women, the men, the young people, they are all saying mama, mama, roundini mama. So I've not encountered a lot of that stereotype element. It has not come up. It has not. Because I've been meeting men, I've been going to churches, I've been going to funerals, I've been meeting men in their groups, and the men are saying, Mama, this time we are giving you. We want to try the woman now, because we have had 3 men in the last years.
Having got to the field, from the fact that you're contesting a seat that is male-dominated, men are believed to be good in propaganda, and they use this thing to do with goonism. How are you handling that?
I would say that there is propaganda, yes. But I'm also countering that propaganda by simply asking for my vote. Because you see, if you went to the ground and you're talking about Mama Tanguli, I'm so happy that they're doing that. Because as they speak, I receive calls. People are saying, in fact, he has been heckled. In fact, people have shut him down because he's talking about you. So I'm happy that let them continue talking about me. But people know that that's propaganda. People know me. People in Trans Nzoia know me. They know what I did in the health department. They know what I've done in the lands department. They know that that market that is going on, it was my project under my department. They know that when I was in health department, I made a lot of changes. And they know my family. They know the work that I've done for the orphans. So there is not much propaganda that they can talk about me. And they know my integrity. Having
shifted the goalposts, how does this goes along in terms of bridging the gap in terms of 1/3 gender role?
Yeah, I know that battling out with men is going to actually bridge that gap, because I believe that it's not just Trans Nzoia County that is maybe fielding a woman in the position that has been held by men. I believe that there are more other, and I'm also encouraging women. As I'm talking to women, as I'm asking for this vote, because I'm actually asking from the men and to support me as a woman, but I'm also telling the women that they should come up, not just for positions maybe like a chairman or chair lady of organizations, but they should come up for elective positions.
Thank you. Your last message to your supporters out there.
Yeah, I'm just requesting my supporters. Can I speak in Kiswahili?
Briefly.
Ninaomba kwamba tafadhali watu wa Kwanza constituency munipatie kura. Mimi ni Mama Tanguli. Ninaomba kwa unyenyekevu munipatie nafasi. Ile propaganda ingine mnaambiwa hiyo ni propaganda tu. Lakini mimi nitafanya kazi na nyinyi. Asante.
Thank you, Mdoni Maina. That is Christine Tangole, has served initially as health CC in this county and also CC for land. And lately, she served as CC for youth, gender and sports before exiting and getting into the murky water of politics to battle out with male contesting for Kwanza parliamentary seat. For the interest of time, I take it back to you. Over to you, Mdoni Maina.
Thank you so much, Boniface Baraza, for that report. As Tanguli has said, that women will not just sit and lament about their situation, but will head out there and battle it out for those male-dominated seats as they get to garner more votes for the August 9 polls. Now, moving on, Kisii County women leaders have welcomed the visit of Azimio One Kenya Alliance Coalition's running mate, Martha Karua and Mama Ida Odinga to the county. The women leaders promised to accord Martha and Ida a rousing welcome to the devolved unit. Karua and Mama Ida are expected to launch various projects, including the Gender-Based Violence Rescue Center, which has been constructed by the national government, and the Mother-to-Child facility constructed by the Kisii County government. The duo is later expected to hold a political rally within the county. The women leaders have vowed to support the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance coalition presidential candidate Raila Odinga, saying his manifesto touches on the interests of women, as evidenced by her selection of Martha Karua to be his running mate. The leaders have called on security apparatus in the county to beef up security ahead of Karua's visit. The Azimio duo was expected to hold a series of rallies in the Nyanza region beginning tomorrow.
Ameshughulikia sana mambo ya kina mama. Ukiangalia upande wa sehemu ya kusema kwamba ataleta usawa katika matibabu kwa kina mama, ile ya kusema baba care. Sasa itatimia hiyo ndoto katika hii sehemu, sio upande ya Kisii peke yake, bali ni sehemu ya hii Nyanza. Sasa tunasema ya kwamba gavana wetu Ongwae akishirikiana na viongozi hapa Kisii na katika Wizara ya Afya ameunda ile sehemu ya wamama na watoto watakuja kushughulikiwa. Kwa hivyo Martha Karua na Ida Odinga watakuja kufungua hiyo sehemu ambayo inaitwa Mother and Child. Hapa Kisii iko na vitanda 350.
Kuja ongelesha wakina mama wa Kisii, County, Nyamira, Migori, Homa Bay, tutakusanyika pale stadium ili tuongee nayo maneno ya siasa kidogo. Atakuja kuomba kura za baba Raila Amolo Odinga the 5th, ambao tunamhakikishia ya kwamba wamama wa Kisii wako tayari kabisa. Vile alitupatia Martha Karua, kura zitajaa kwa wingi na unexpect 100% kutoka Kisii County, kura za kina mama.
Mkutano wa Alhamisi ni mkutano wa kina mama. Wamama wa Kisii ni watu wenye wanapenda amani, ni watu wanapenda utulivu. Lakini sisi wa Kisii ni watu wapenda amani na tunaomba watu wetu wakuwe na amani. Gavana wetu amefanya kazi, ametuletea MCH ya 350 bed capacity. Mama wetu, Mama County, Mama Janet Ongera ambaye tunampenda, ametufungulia GBV Center.
Now that report takes us for a very short break. We will be right back with more to keep it right here. Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent, I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different stages of life.
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji, kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga,
and music bands every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. The next set of millionaires are farmers, as we know agriculture has been and still is the backbone of our economy. As we traverse the different counties to meet different farmers, we ensure to get the story of how they started farming and even how they continue to penetrate the market and overcome the challenges.
Hapa, the reason why nilieka goose na si ducks. Goose, they are very easy to maintain.
A lot of farmers keep on calling, inquiring whether you're supposed to raise some seeds.
Organ transplant. At
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent, I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different stages of life.
How well do you know?
Welcome back to NEWSFEED. Now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has this morning met presidential candidates on the Commission's election preparations, Kenya Kwanza, while submitting before Chebukati-led committee wants IEBC to commit itself to the electronic voter register, while Azimio wants the use of a manual register should the KIMS kit fail. We're now joined live by our reporter Apollo Kamau, who followed the high-profile meeting.
Yes, Modoni, good afternoon. It has been a high-profile meeting given all the four presidential candidates were well represented. We had Azimio's Raila Odinga with his running mate Martha Karua. We had Deputy President William Ruto, who came on later. Then we had Mwaura Wahiga. We also had Professor George Wajakoya. But the main departing point and major concern here, especially between the two main sides, is about the voters register. Should we have a manual register as a backup, or should we go fully electronic? And Deputy President, while finishing in his last remarks there, he did say that it should not be mistaken that Kenya Kwanza wants a manual register. If all goes well in the electronic identification system, not just for identifying voters but also for transmitting results, Kenya Kwanza prefers the electronic register to be used. Now, this is a complete departure from Azimio, which of course it's advocating the use of the electronic register to identify voters at the various polling stations, but it wants the manual register to be used in case the electronic gadgets fail. When the Deputy President was coming in and the former Prime Minister was leaving, he had a press conference outside where he said so far he can't say whether he is satisfied or not satisfied, because this is a process and they are yet to fully complete the issues of engagement. There are still outstanding issues, and the two sides will be writing to Chebukati after today's meeting. There will be further engagements on the issue of the register. Remember, there is that Court of Appeal ruling which is expected on the 19th of July, which will give the green light on whether the manual register will be used as a backup in the polling stations. We also had Chebukati, who of course was on the defensive, saying as they await the court ruling, they will go ahead with their plans to print the manual register and distribute it to the polling stations. So for them, it's all systems go. So it was all about the identification of voters, issues to do with ballot papers. Now Chebukati and his team have admitted a Greek company will be used to print the ballot papers. Azimio raised issues about this company, whether it's credible, whether it will deliver on time, security features on the ballot papers. And there will be a joint visit when they organize the schedules to the planting farm in Greece, and in other European countries where the ballot papers will be printed. But it's a whole lot of issues to do with this process, starting from voter identification to the voting day and even after. The issue of agents also came up with both sides expressing their concerns, and especially Kenya Kwanza raising concerns about agents being chased from polling stations because they feel if they lose their agents in the polling stations, then that means they have no eyes on the ground. And therefore, there will be continuous engagement, and both sides will be writing to the Commission as the process moves forward. Remember, we are now heading to a month. We are now entering the home stretch before Election Day, and therefore, there are still outstanding issues to be ironed out here, Modoni.
Thank you so much, Apollo Kamau, for giving us a brief summary of what has transpired for better part of today between the IEBC and the 4 presidential candidates on the Commission's elections preparations. Now, moving on, an MP aspirant in a Kasarani constituency wakes up every morning to have a one-on-one interaction with people in buses and workplaces. Itahi Ngunyi, a member of parliament aspirant in Kasarani constituency, decided to take his campaigns to the people by boarding a minimum of 10 buses every day to communicate his manifesto and have interactions with the voters. According to the MP hopeful, he does not have money for convoys, but has ideas which, together with his team, shares through interactions with voters in the buses, markets and homes. Itahi says that he also gets to learn from the people on what they look forward from the leader they want.
Compare na wengine tunarun nao, hatuwezani nao kifedha. Kwa hivyo mimi nili devise campaign strategy yangu ambayo ni tofauti. Ninaingia kwa matatu, tuna engage directly na commuters, nawaeleza manifesto yangu. Niko na barua ya kuomba kazi ya ubunge ambayo iko na hiyo agenda. So nikiwapatia wanaeleza kidogo, alafu tunaulizana maswali. Pia ninatembea kwa watu, yani door to door, na tuna engage hivyo. Na ninaona ni kama watu wanaelewa sera yangu, kwa sababu mimi naishi hapa, ni mkazi wa hapa. Shida ambazo wanapitia mimi pia ninapitia. The high cost of living ile ambayo iko na Kasarani, mimi pia napitia hiyo high cost of living.
Moving on, Azimio la Umoja leaders from Kilifi County have told Deputy President William Ruto to forget about Kilifi votes, speaking during a series of rallies in Baricho, Garashi and Megumo. The leaders claimed that Ruto's continued foray in the coast region will not earn him votes since the region has already closed its vote basket for Azimio la Umoja. Led by Kilifi gubernatorial candidate Gideon Mungaro, women representative Gertrude Mbia and youth representative Kilifi County Fikirini Jacobs, they told Ruto to stop what they termed as crybaby politics of blaming the handshake instead of performing his duty as the deputy president.
Kwa majina yangu naitwa Gladys.
Nimeambiwa hapa na mmesikia watu wa Bate. Na mama ameongea, huyu mama anaitwa Mama Witness Suma. Amesema maneno yale aliyosemwa juzi na naibu wa rais. Nyote mnajua 2009 aliyekuwa waziri wa kilimo hapa Kenya si mwingine ni naibu wa rais wa sasa. Wakati huo ndio Kenya ilipoteza mahindi milioni 1, magunia milioni 1, na bei ya chakula haijashuka toka mwaka huo mpaka sasa. Kwa hivyo kulaumiwa na bei ya chakula Kenya ni William Samoei Ruto, sio Raila Odinga. Kwa hivyo asije kudanganya watu wetu hapa. Yeye atuambie mahindi milioni 1 alienda wapi na kwa nini leo hii Kenya bei zimepanda na ndiye alikuwa waziri wa kilimo.
Mimi nataka kumwambia Mheshimiwa Ruto, tafadhali nenda ukapange kura zako huko kwenu. Hino Kilifi tuachie wenyewe watu wa Kilifi. Sisi tuko katika ugatuzi. Tumeumia miaka 10 kwa nje ya serikali. Na tumesema safari hii tutachagua wenyewe viongozi wa kutuongoza na kutuletea maendeleo.
Still on the political helm, Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has disclosed that Azimio Coalition Council is moving with speed to ensure that zoning is effected immediately, saying that the data they have shows that if they fail to zone, Azimio is at the verge of failing to secure majority seats in both houses of parliament. Kilonzo Jr. has also hinted that Azimio is focusing to get at least 170 MPs in the August 9 polls.
Kamati simamizi, yani Coalition Council ya Azimio ilikutana na wakati wamefanya analysis ya kura ambazo na vile kuna mzozano kati ya vyama mbalimbali vya ambavyo ziko katika kongamano hilo la Azimio, waliamua kwamba kuna sehemu zingine ambazo zitazoniwa, yani vyama vingine vitaulizwa waweze kukubali ama waweze kuachilia hiyo viti ili watu wale wengine ambao wanaonekana wako na ubabe waweze kuitisha hizo viti, kwa sababu kitu ambacho wanadhamiria ni kwamba wanataka viti nyingi. And I can say here without actually blinking that the statistics are showing that Wiper is very strong in Ukambani, so there's no reason to zone any person out or otherwise, because Wiper candidates have shown that they are leading in Ukambani. Those are the statistics.
Moving on, the Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection, Simon Chelugui, has warned unscrupulous agencies recruiting Kenyans to Middle East countries. Speaking during the launch of an oversight mechanism to prevent human trafficking that was prepared in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, Chelugui says the government is committed to promoting ethical recruitment and ensuring protection of migrant workers abroad. However, the Cabinet Secretary has urged Kenyans to be on the lookout and only engage with registered recruitment agencies.
Na kuwaumiza na kuwapeleka ukaibuni kwa kazi ambayo haiko kupitia njia panda ambayo tuelewi. Sisi kama serikali tutatafuta wewe, tutakupata na tutakuadhibu. Kwa hivyo hatutaki mtu yeyote ambaye anawachukua Wakenya vibaya. Kazi yetu ni kuwalinda na kuwatetea Wakenya, ili wanaotaka kutembea kule nje wanaweza kusafiri kupitia taratibu ambayo tumeweka. Na tunashukuru NEA. I want to thank you. What we have witnessed and we are launching this morning is part of the larger sensitization and public awareness that we are bringing. So there should be no excuse of anyone trying or working in any other way. Our ministry, together with Inter-Ministerial Committee that vet private recruitment agencies, will continue to do its work without fear or favor until we bring sanity in the sector. And we want the private agencies, you are our partner.
Now, residents from Baru village in Igwamiti ward of Laikipia County have decried the rising cases of barbaric livestock theft and persistent invasion by wildlife through a peaceful demonstration. With the rising cases of insecurity, the designated authorities are said to be slow despite reports made by the residents. Led by Pastor Sami Sigilai and Kamau Kamatu, the residents are now calling for their immediate transfers so that the government moves with speed to contain the vice.
Wa security mara nyingi sana wengi wameimbiwa, na si hapa peke yake, hata kule kwetu hapo na hudumu. Nimekuwa na mshirika juzi amevamiwa, ameibiwa TV kwa nyumba, katolewa battery yake. Haya mambo yanafanyika hata mchana. Kwa hivyo tunaomba sana serikali, kama wakati huu ambapo tunaona wanasiasa wako kampeni mingi, tunaomba tupewe security kama wananchi, kwa sababu hata na sisi tuko na haki ya kulindwa.
tukiuawa hata watachaguliwa na nani? Tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8. Kwa hivyo huyu jirani wetu, imagine amebebwa ng'ombe zote, hatujazika mwenye aliuawa na ndovu. Ile kitu tunasema serikali sasa tunaiambia itukuje itupatie security, ama kama hawana haja na sisi basi watupee buduki, kwa sababu wenye wanatuiba wanabuduki. Watupatie buduki na watupatie kihalali, na wacha niwaambie tutajitetea. Tukiwa na buduki tutajitetea.
Wamefika mahali ukianika nguo nje unakuta zimeenda. Kuku hatuna, tumemaliza zote. Sasa saa hii wameingilia ng'ombe. Ukiwacha ng'ombe yako ukienda ukamua asubuhi unakuta imeenda. Kwa hivyo na tuko na maaskari, na hao askari hata tukiwaambia hawashughuliki. Hatujawaona mpaka saa hii. Tulipiga simu mpaka saa hii hatujawaona. Tumechanganyikiwa, tunashindwa tutafanya nini.
Moving on, tea farmers in Embu County will soon be smiling all the way to the bank following the announcement of the highest annual bonus in over 5 years by the Tea Factories Management Board. According to KTDA board member representing the tea zone, Enos Njero, the reforms instituted by the government will caution farmers from exploitation by middlemen and enhance governance in the sector, therefore streamlining the multi-billion sector. He further urged farmers to use the money appropriately to improve the welfare of their families, given that many people are still reeling from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, with the situation getting further aggravated by the rising inflation.
Sababu hata mwaka huu ni mwaka mmoja kati ya ile ambayo wakulima walilipwa pesa mingi. So ni mwaka mzuri sababu pia pesa yenye wanalipwa ni mingi. Na hakuna pesa zingine watatarajia kulipiwa mahali wanalipiangwa mwezi wa 11 kama bonus. So ile bonus wanalipiangwa mwezi wa 11 ndio wanalipwa mwezi wa 7 tarehe 10.
Na kwa hakika wakulima walituletea majani mzuri. Mahali lokolile ilikuanga tulikuwa tunakuanga namba karibu 10 na kitu kwa auction. Lakini wakatuletea majani mzuri na quality ikakuwa mzuri na tukapata bei mzuri ya majani.
Still on farming, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya has assured farmers in Kajiado that the government is looking forward in creating market for their products in Kajiado. Speaking on Tuesday, where he met other Kajiado leaders, including Governor Joseph Olelenku, Munya asked the residents to embrace tomato and onion farming, which will soon hit the market. The area is well known for its farming activities, but lack of market and poor prices of the products has seen farmers abandon farming in the area. Munya's statement comes at a critical time where the country is economically struggling due to high prices of commodities and insufficient food in the country.
Akona sisi huku kwetu Kimana Loitoktok, ukichimba maji ni futi 25-30 uko na maji. Kwa hivyo kilimo kwetu imekuwa ni kitu cha maana.
Lakini waziri, ni kupongeze kwa sababu isipokuwa ni vile tuko katika harakati ya kiangazi, wizara ya kilimo na departments mingi ndani zake zimeenda vizuri chini yako na tunakupongeza.
Kwa hii mambo mnasema muwe na factory ya potatoes, tomatoes. Nikamwambia ile tutaweka ni ile kula kubwa ya kupreserve tomatoes na kupreserve zile mazao mengine. Ile uharibika isikuwe ni potatoes peke yake. Tuweke hapa. Mnalima tomatoes, mnalima vegetables karibu zote. Na hata vitunguu na mnalima hata matunda. Kwa hivyo a factory facility ya kupreserve hiyo ndio isiharibike kabla ya kufika soko, tunaanza hapo. Kabla tuende ya factory. Na hata factory tutafika. Inasema tuanze na hiyo hapo.
Now, Murang'a Water and Sanitation Company Limited has been ranked as the best water company in the Athi Water Services region, as well as the best improved water company in Kenya, emerging as position 3 nationwide. A report released by the Water Service Regulatory Board, WASREB, has ranked the company as one of the best performing water companies in Kenya. Speaking during a water clinic at ACK Mukoyo Church, Corporate Affairs Manager at Muwasco, Jacob Mbuthia, said they have been using the platform to reach out to water consumers, addressing challenges and issues facing water connection and payments.
We also wanted to share our happiness with fellow Christians because we've been fitted that best water company in Kenya. been fitted the first water company, the best water company in the Adi Water Services Legion. We've also been fitted as the best improved water company in Kenya. This has happened because of our customers, because of their loyalty, because of the services that we've been given, we've been delivering to them.
Is that I've not experienced lack of water for a long time. And the only times that we've had no water was during routine maintenance, which was already, for which warnings were there. So I am a happy customer, and I have also had a chance to negotiate whenever I'm unable to pay my bill on time.
As a church, we are consumers of water. And also personally, as Wilson, I'm also a consumer of water. And I can highly commend the MOASCO because of the services that you normally give. And you are always very much ready. Whenever you are needed, you always run. One of the witnesses that when there is any problem, when there is a line that is, the water is blocked or it is not flowing, when we call the service provider from your office, they send someone and who come very quickly, and that problem is rectified.
Now, residents in Nanyuki embraced the efforts of construction of a stage in that town, which have been established by the county government. According to the residents, complaints have been alarming since transport system in the town have been a mess, thanking the county government's initiative. Also, they said that those challenges will be done away with when the construction is completed, as they also request for the construction of latrines at the site.
Wakati county government walikuja tukapatana watu wa matatu, tulionelea ni vizuri tu squeeze kidogo ili watutengenezee stage, kwa sababu mbeleni ilikuwa kitu mbaya sana, haikuwa inaeleweka, ilikuwa na mashimo mingi, tena tukaonelea ni siku kadhaa tu.
Tunapitia changamoto kubwa sana ya stage inatengenezwa na show tumefungiwa. Sasa hata tunashindwa tunafungiwa show kwa nini, na tukiangalia hata tukitengenezwa stage